Dyson aerodynamics engineers have developed Dyson Core Flow technology. It occurs when high-velocity air jets are propelled over a convex dome. As the jets converge, a high-pressure core forms. Forced to steer around it, the air coalesces into a focused flow to deliver a stream of cooling, purified air, precisely where you need it.
Which is why I'm here to explain how it works. Now we've all seen Paul has briefly explain to you, what the new technologies are, what the features are. The reason why we bring you here and we've set up a couple of stations over here is to give you the opportunity to experience the technology hands-on and appreciate what it does in real life. Now we've got a cutaway section here. There are three main core technology that goes into the product. We managed to put all of the technology into very, very condensed and small form factor, which is why it's actually perfect for personal space use. We're calling it a personal purifying fan. Now the three main core technology would be, the first one would be the core flow technology that we talked about already. Second one would be the filtration system, and then the third one would be the fan motor. So those are the three core that goes into the product. Now how does this work, right? Obviously we will need the fan motor to start moving air around. This is what we call the mixed flow impeller. It's not a fan, it's not like a typical fan that we get. It actually moves the air and pressurizes the air. So what happens when you turn the fan motor on is it draws in air from the environment, which would be dirty, it's got dust, it's got VOCs in it. So those air gets drawn in through the filters, it gets purified, it gets cleaned, and then goes into the machine and gets pushed up. Now you notice that the air will actually have gone through the filters. So if this were a real machine that's been running for a year, right, and you cut it up, you would see that the internal of the machine would be clean because it's been filtered. It's not, and we don't bypass any of the air through the filters. It's a fully sealed system. Now, as we move up, assuming the motor is spinning, the air continues to get pushed up into the machine, and we've got features in there to reduce the air turbulence. We've got features to straighten out the airflow, and those are all features that gives you better acoustic quality. Because as Paul has said, we want this product is meant for bedside use or use in a really, really close proximity to yourself, where we don't want it to sound horrible. So a lot of effort has been put in to make it sound good. We've got acoustic foams in here. We've got air straightening flow vanes, and we've got more acoustic foams in here, all to give you a good acoustic quality. Now, as the air reaches this part of the machine, you'll see there's two air ducts over here, and that's where the air separates into two jets of high pressurized air. And when it exits the machine through the apertures over here, two jets of air will collide somewhere in the middle at the top of the dome. Now when this happens, the air doesn't mix around or dissipates into a mess. What happens here is it will meet in the middle and form a high pressure core. Now we cannot see the high pressure core with our eyes, but when you get the opportunity later today, you can actually feel the high pressure core when you put the dome in the right setting. So when this high pressure core forms, it's invisible to us, but to the air, the air cannot go through the high pressure core. It will have to steer around the high pressure core. So when these two jets of air meet in the middle and then start to steer around, we get a very focused stream of air that's coming out of the product. But what does this mean for you, for me, for the end user, right? So what? So we've got more demos in the back of the room to show you the benefits of this precise new technology. So this thing here that you see represents a machine, and then this white dome here represents the dome that you manipulate on the actual product. So over here you can see that the flow and direction can be controlled very easily by simply moving the dome. And what is happening is we're actually changing the size of these apertures, and that balances out the airflow and pushes it into the right direction.
Nice.
Exactly. Which is a really, really smart way of directing airflow. Instead of you moving the product, you just move this dome and it changes direction of the airflow. But what does this mean in a real world setting, right? So we've got the real actual product over here to demonstrate that. So in the event that we go out for lunch at work, we come up hot and sweaty, hot day, we want to cool ourselves down, or you've been out cycling to work, or doing some form of exercise. You're standing up, you like to cool yourself down, you could very easily project airflow up, which is what this wheel is doing. And if you sit down by your desk and you are set at a much lower level, you're level with the fan, all you need to do is to simply push down on the dome, and you can very easily, careful, there's a step around here, and you can quite easily change the height and the direction of the airflow. And if you put it beside your bed, where your bed might be a bit lower than your side desk, you can further point the airflow down into your personal setting. So this gives you the option to direct your airflow precisely wherever you want in your personal space. And we've also got the 70-degree oscillation, which then gives you more options to personalize and control the airflow within your personal space. Now, we talked about the fact that we cannot see airflow, and there's another thing that we cannot see would be pollutants or dust particles or really fine particles. So which is why we set up this dressing table. It's quite representative of what everyone has at home, some part of the room or the home. And I got a can of hairspray here and a green laser so that we can actually visualize what happens when we actually have dust particle in the air. Now what we're trying to achieve here is we want to raise the awareness that what we don't normally see with our naked eyes does not necessarily mean that it's not present in the air. So now you can see a lot of particles in the air. Just to give you a bit more spray. And you've got a personal purifying fan beside you. You will be able to control yourself, sort of the air quality within your personal space. Right? Like we said, we cannot see pollutants, and if I pour in a cup of PM 0.1, we will not be able to see anything. Which is why we use smoke to represent dust, pollutants, or even VOCs in the air. And what we're trying to do here is, in a minute I'm going to turn the fan speed up, and you'll notice because this is a fully sealed system, none of the smoke in the box gets projected out of the machine. And this is because we've got a fully sealed and efficient filtration system, which means that none of the pollutants will get recirculated into the air. We've got really good first pass efficiency. It would be like if you've got the if you try to screen for forbidden objects at the airport, or try to do a security screening, you need to get every single person through the screening. You cannot allow someone to bypass the screening, and this is the same thing. If we do not have a fully sealed system, a filtration system, then dust and particles, pollutants, gases will bypass the product and get recirculated back into the air in your room. So with the fully sealed system, we are able to achieve good first pass efficiency and purifying.
For the latest technology updates, subscribe to Digit.in and don't forget to hit the bell icon.